Welcome to Bible Quiz Tube. Bible lovers, are you ready to test your knowledge of the first book of the Bible, Genesis? This quiz features 25 tough questions that would have even the most seasoned Bible student thinking hard. Step into the quiz and discover the foundational stories of humanity and our Christian faith, from creation to the flood, to the amazing stories of the patriarchs. Get ready to dive deep and see how many questions you can answer correctly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a quiz. Share your scores in the comments below and challenge your friends to join in the fun. Let the quiz begin. Question 1. In Genesis, how did God create the first man? A. From the dust of the ground. B. From clay mixed with earth. C. From the light of heaven. D. From the water and air. The correct answer is A. From the dust of the ground. The explanation. God formed Adam from the dust of the ground and breathed his own breath into his nostrils, making him a living being. Genesis chapter 2 verse 7. Adam represents the first human and the beginning of human stewardship over creation. Question 2. Who was the first murderer mentioned in the Bible? A. Seth. B. Cain. C. Lamech. D. Abel. The correct answer is B. Cain. The explanation. Cain, the firstborn son of Adam and Eve, killed his brother Abel out of jealousy because God favored Abel's offering over his. This act marks the first instance of human violence and its consequences in biblical history. Genesis chapter 4 verse 8. Question 3. Who was the oldest person mentioned in the Bible? A. Jared. B. Noah. C. Adam. D. Methuselah. The correct answer is D. Methuselah. The explanation. Methuselah lived 969 years, making him the oldest person mentioned in the Bible. Genesis chapter 5 verse 27. His long lifespan symbolizes the patience of God before the flood and the extended period before judgment. Question 4. What was the sign of Abraham's covenant with God? A. Sacrifice. B. Rainbow. C. Circumcision. D. Name change. The correct answer is C. Circumcision. The explanation. Genesis chapter 17 verses 10 to 14 establishes circumcision as the covenant sign. This physical mark symbolized the cutting away of the flesh and separation unto God, becoming a central identity marker for Abraham's descendants and foreshadowing the spiritual circumcision of the heart in the new covenant. Question 5. According to Genesis, what was the main reason God decided to send the flood? A. To punish Cain for murdering Abel. B. To fulfill an ancient prophecy about humanity. C. To eliminate widespread wickedness and corruption. D. To renew the earth with a righteous lineage. The correct answer is C. To eliminate widespread wickedness and corruption. The explanation. God sent the flood to cleanse the earth of wickedness and corruption that had overwhelmed humanity. Genesis chapter 6 verses 5 to 7. Observing Noah's righteousness, God chose him to build an ark, safeguarding his family and pairs of every living creature. This act preserved life and marked a new beginning for creation after the destruction. Question 6. Which patriarch is known for his latter dream? A. Jacob. B. Isaac. C. Abraham. D. Joseph. The correct answer is A. Jacob. The explanation. Jacob is the patriarch who had the famous dream of a ladder reaching to heaven with angels ascending and descending on it. Genesis chapter 28 verse 12. This vision at Bethel reaffirmed God's covenant promises made to Abraham and Isaac, assuring Jacob of divine presence, protection, and the promise of land. Question 7. What specific detail about Adam's creation differs from Eve's in Genesis chapter 2? A. Adam was created last, Eve first. B. Adam was created from dust, Eve from a rib. C. Adam was created with knowledge, Eve without. D. Adam was created perfect, Eve flawed. The correct answer is B. Adam was created from dust, Eve from a rib. The explanation. Genesis chapter 2 verses 7:21-22 describes Adam being formed from dust and Eve from Adam's rib. This distinction highlights both their unity, Eve being bone of my bones, and their complementary nature. Theologically, this suggests both equality in essence and distinction in role within God's created order. Question 8. What sign did God give to Noah as a covenant? A. A burning bush. B. A pillar of cloud. C. A white dove. D. A rainbow. The correct answer is D. A rainbow. The explanation. God set a rainbow in the sky as a sign of his everlasting covenant with Noah, pledging never to destroy the earth and all living creatures with a flood again. This rainbow serves as a perpetual symbol of God's mercy, faithfulness, and the promise of peace between him and all creation. Genesis chapter 9 verses 13-17. Question 9. What did God do to confuse the people building the Tower of Babel? A. Sent a great storm. B. Scattered them across the earth. C. Changed their languages. D. Destroyed the tower. The correct answer is C. Changed their languages. The explanation. God confused the people's languages to disrupt their unified efforts in building the Tower of Babel. This caused miscommunication, leading them to abandon the project and scatter across the earth, fulfilling his purpose to disperse humanity. Genesis chapter 11 verses 7-8. Question 10. What specific promise did God make about Abraham's descendants' slavery? A. It would last 400 years. B. It would be in Egypt. C. They would be freed by Moses. D. They would inherit Canaan after. The correct answer is A. It would last 400 years. The explanation. Genesis chapter 15 verse 13 specifically prophesies 400 years of slavery. This precise time frame demonstrates God's sovereignty over history and detailed foreknowledge, while also showing his plan to fulfill his covenant promises through apparent setbacks. Question 11. Who was Abraham's nephew who traveled with him? A. Ishmael. B. Lot. C. Terah. D. Nahor. The correct answer is B. Lot. The explanation. Lot was Abraham's nephew, the son of his brother Haran. Their relationship is significant as they traveled together, and during the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot was rescued by Abraham after God decided to destroy the cities due to their wickedness. Genesis chapter 13 verses 5-13, 19:12-29. Question 12. What was the name of Abraham and Sarah's son? A. Esau. B. Ishmael. C. Jacob. D. Isaac. The correct answer is D. Isaac. The explanation. Isaac was the promised son born to Abraham and Sarah, fulfilling God's covenant to make Abraham the father of a great nation. Genesis chapter 17 verse 19. His miraculous birth exemplifies faith and God's faithfulness, serving as a cornerstone in the lineage that leads to the patriarchs and ultimately to Jesus Christ. You're doing great so far. If you're enjoying the quiz, hit the like button and subscribe for more Bible quiz content. Share your score in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Let's dive back in. Question 13. What specific promise did the angels make about Sarah's pregnancy? A. The child would be male. B. It would be painless. C. The child would be blessed. D. It would happen within a year. The correct answer is D. It would happen within a year. The explanation. Genesis chapter 18 verses 10-14 specifically states Sarah would have a son at this time next year. This precise timing emphasizes God's power over nature and His faithfulness to fulfill promises in His perfect timing, even when they seem impossible by human standards. Question 14. What was Abraham's final test of faith regarding Isaac? A. Sending him away. B. Offering him as a sacrifice. C. Finding him a wife. D. Teaching him God's ways. The correct answer is B. Offering him as a sacrifice. The explanation. Genesis chapter 22 records God testing Abraham by commanding him to sacrifice Isaac. This supreme test of faith foreshadows God's sacrifice of His own son and demonstrates Abraham's complete trust in God's promises, even when they seemed impossible to reconcile with God's commands. Question 15. What unusual detail is mentioned about Rebekah's pregnancy? A. She had no morning sickness. B. It lasted longer than normal. C. The babies struggled within her. D. It was painless. The correct answer is C. The babies struggled within her. The explanation. Genesis chapter 25 verse 22 records the twins struggling within Rebekah's womb, prompting her to seek God's explanation. This prenatal conflict foreshadowed the future relationship between Jacob and Esau and their descendants, demonstrating God's sovereign purposes even before birth. Question 16. What special garment did Jacob give to Joseph? A. A coat of many colors. B. A linen tunic. C. A silk cloak. D. A robe of gold. The correct answer is A. A coat of many colors. The explanation. Jacob gave Joseph a coat of many colors, symbolizing his favoritism and Joseph's special status within the family. This act fueled his brothers' jealousy, leading to their decision to sell him into slavery and deceive their father. Genesis chapter 37 verse 3. Question 17. How did Jacob deceive Isaac to receive the blessing meant for Esau? A. By hiding Esau. B. By disguising himself as Esau. C. By bribing Isaac. D. By fasting. The correct answer is B. By disguising himself as Esau. The explanation. With Rebekah's careful orchestration, Jacob disguised himself with goatskins and Esau's clothes to deceive his blind father Isaac into giving him the firstborn blessing. Genesis chapter 27 verses 15-17. This deceptive act, while achieving God's prophesied outcome of Jacob's precedence, set in motion years of family strife. Question 18. What was unique about Melchizedek's priesthood? A. It was exclusively Jewish. B. It was temporary. C. It predated Levitical priesthood. D. It was hereditary. The The correct answer is C. It predated Levitical priesthood. The explanation. Melchizedek's priesthood in Genesis chapter 14 verses 18 to 20 predated the Levitical priesthood by centuries. This becomes theologically significant in Hebrews chapter 7, where Christ's priesthood is compared to Melchizedek's, demonstrating a priesthood independent of Levitical descent. Question 19. What was the significant change that occurred after Jacob wrestled with God? A. His name was changed to Israel. B. He was granted a new land. C. He had a vision. D. He received a blessing. The correct answer is A. His name was changed to Israel. The explanation. After wrestling with a divine being through the night, Jacob's name was changed to Israel, Genesis chapter 32 verse 28. This pivotal encounter marked a profound transformation in Jacob's character from a deceiver to a man blessed by God, and established the name that would identify God's covenant people throughout history. Question 20. How did God appear to Abraham when making his covenant? A. Through an angel. B. In a dream. C. As a burning bush. D. By a smoking firepot and a flaming torch. The correct answer is D. By a smoking firepot and a flaming torch. The explanation. God appeared to Abraham in the form of a smoking firepot and flaming torch, passing between the divided animal sacrifices, Genesis chapter 15 verse 17. This dramatic manifestation symbolized God's presence and his unilateral commitment to fulfill the covenant promises, as he alone passed between the pieces. Question 21. Which son of Jacob was the ancestor of King David? A. Levi. B. Benjamin. C. Judah. D. Reuben. The correct answer is C. Judah. The explanation. Judah, Jacob's fourth son, became the ancestor of the royal line of King David, and according to Christian theology, ultimately of Jesus Christ, Matthew chapter 1 verses 2 to 3. This divine selection of Judah's line for the messianic promise demonstrates God's sovereign choice and faithful fulfillment of his covenant promises through unlikely vessels. You're doing great so far. If you're enjoying the quiz, hit the like button and subscribe for more Bible quiz content. Share your score in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Let's dive back in. Question 22. What role did Joseph interpret Pharaoh's dreams? A. To predict the 7 years of plenty and famine. B. To warn of impending war. C. To announce a new dynasty. D. To foretell Pharaoh's death. The correct answer is A. To predict the 7 years of plenty and famine. The explanation. Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, predicting 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of severe famine, Genesis chapter 41 verses 25 to 32. His accurate interpretation and wise counsel led to his appointment as Pharaoh's second-in-command, overseeing the storage of grain to prepare for the famine. Question 23. What detail about Potiphar's wife's attempts to seduce Joseph is often overlooked? A. It was publicly known. B. It occurred over many days. C. It happened only once. D. It was encouraged by Potiphar. The correct answer is B. It occurred over many days. The explanation. Genesis chapter 39 verse 10 specifically notes that she spoke to Joseph day after day. This persistent temptation highlights Joseph's consistent integrity and commitment to righteousness, demonstrating that moral character isn't about single decisions, but sustained faithfulness to one's integrity. Question 24. What role did Joseph's brothers fear he would take after Jacob's death? A. Tribal chief. B. Religious leader. C. Military commander. D. Vengeful judge. The correct answer is D. Vengeful judge. The explanation. Genesis chapter 50 verses 15 to 21 shows Joseph's brothers fearing retribution after their father Jacob's death, despite Joseph's earlier forgiveness. Joseph's profound response, that God sovereignly turned their evil intentions into good to preserve many lives, demonstrates both divine providence and genuine forgiveness. Question 25. What specific request did Joseph make concerning his bones? A. Future transport to Canaan. B. Immediate burial in Canaan. C. Burial with Jacob. D. Preservation in Egypt. The correct answer is A. Future transport to Canaan. The explanation. Genesis chapter 50 verse 25 records Joseph's final request that his bones be carried from Egypt when God delivered Israel. This profound act of faith showed Joseph's trust in God's covenant promises to Abraham about the promised land. His request, fulfilled during the Exodus, served as a lasting testimony of God's faithfulness. Congratulations on completing all the questions. Thank you for joining us on today's quiz here on Bible QuizTube. Your engagement, every comment, like, and shared insight makes this community truly special. Together, we grow closer to God's Word with every question answered. Did today's questions challenge you? Share your score and thoughts in the comments. Your insight could inspire someone else and light the way for others. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell for tough Bible quizzes, trivia, and encouragement that inspire and challenge. Have a question or topic you'd love us to explore? Drop it in the comments. Your curiosity shapes the content we create and helps us grow together. Remember, every question brings us one step closer to understanding His truth. Until next time, may His Word guide your steps and light your path. See you in the next challenging Bible quiz. Stay blessed.